What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another edition. Holy Troy Football Podcast. It's me. Hey, welcome here from the beautiful state capital, Blue State, the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, December. West Danberg, what's up?
So many storylines since we last talked. I've narrowed it down to two, though.
Whoa.
Just two.
For me. This is my personal list.
ACC Dan.
Number one, the Hard Boulder. I like to stick to on-field. It should be no surprise to anyone. And number two, AY is 33 games over 500 with his basketball picks against the spread. It's the last I'll speak of it. I haven't mentioned it in any sort of – I haven't liked anything. The one time I liked his tweet with the picks, they went 1 and 2. I'm putting no more magic or voodoo on it. I just had to get that out. But it's amazing. We're going for 50 over. I'm just saying. The volume he shoots at, we're going for 50 over.
I didn't tell anyone since this morning. But if you did the math, if you did the math on last night, so Wednesday night's picks.
Were you 11-1 last night?
11-1.
Amazing.
Just hoping people take notice or profit themselves.
The funniest thing, I believe you told me, I can't remember if it was on air or off air. You said you were only trying to do one of those per day. I hope you stick to that because you know what's going to happen whenever you do all of them.
Yeah, I still am. I was trying to lower the volume, but now I'm just I got to keep shooting now while I'm hot.
Oh,
50 over. That's
what I thought earlier in the season.
It's early. I know. We'll come back. But yeah, so check out AYT every morning around 9 a.m. And
you review. We've discussed this before. You review the Vegas Insider lines, right? As your source there.
I go through that. I've been a little more on Bart Torvik this year. Create my own look for my own numbers there. But
you have to sift through it.
Yeah,
you have to. It's not a clean.
I'm cross-referencing with a inherent bias on a lot of the teams.
Yeah. And this is all product. I think, obviously, this is a college football show primarily, but I think you have to give a hat tip, obviously, to me for mentioning Binghamton at the beginning of the season.
Nice.
Yeah, and then also the Cimarelli slow draft.
Yeah, we're in round 21, I believe.
But the years over years of doing that was the 6th year you're doing it.
Yeah.
Or so. I know I've been in the pool, I think, 6 times for the football pool. But I think that you just, as you go through the cycles, you just kind of
I can't tell any players on New Mexico State, but I can tell you how it's been over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
A team I like this year, actually, same conference. You saw them win last night. I think they're 3-0 this year. Utah Valley. It's a good squad right there.
And that was Mark Pope's old team, right? Am I making that up or no?
I don't know.
The Mark Pope, who's now the head coach at BYU, I believe he was at Utah Valley prior to and laid the foundation for this run. He was there for 5 years.
Oh, there you go.
4 years, sorry.
This breakthrough makes sense. Yeah, that's a good team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to
good stuff.
Yeah, trying to cover all conferences. My first team of the year is dead to me. As you notice, Ken has stepped out, so we're just gonna get around to things. The first team dead to me is St. Francis of New York.
Yeah.
For that loss to, I want to say it was, is it a MEAC or a SWAC team? You don't lose to those teams.
Right.
If you lose to those teams, then you are, you're crossed off for the year. So there you go.
Yeah. As we know, we've chronicled those schools tend to just play knockout at practice, at least Mississippi Valley State.
And there's a third conference I can throw down there now, the Southland.
Oh, really?
Now that Stephen F. Austin has left, Abilene Christian has left, go look at their metrics. Nicholls State, New Orleans have a pulse. Everyone else is 320 and higher in KenPom, I would think.
Wow. Well, Nicholls State, as we know, that's 2019-20 SOS right there.
I think they'll win Southland. And Ken is back from takeovers. What's up?
Oh, man. We're working. We're burning the midnight oil. We're helping get a much-anticipated sequel. Some extra buzz drummed up here.
Would you like to give it a plug?
They're not sponsored of the pod.
Our going rate is actually higher than the rate Ken disclosed.
They're barely enough money to pay for for what they're trying to buy here. They don't have enough money to sponsor the pod. That's for sure. I'm the past week has been an all-time high, I think, in terms of drama on the field combined with cell drama.
Which the on the field, that's a nice cover up. We know you don't really care for that.
Yeah, I don't really care. But the multiplication factor here of both at relatively high level. Oh, well, one at an all-time high level, I would argue, in the cell, and then on-field production of drama.
The cell.
I mean, what would you put this at? Like at 80, 90% of maximum capacity if you're talking about like push weekend being top drama capacity?
This has got to be in the 90+ percentile. I mean, I just, case in point, I saw a tweet an hour ago. Somebody said about Billy Napier being hired last month, and they said Billy Napier being hired a month ago, and they're like, wait, that was 4 days ago. It just feels like it was 4 weeks ago because of all that has transpired in the day since.
Very true.
But I mean, yeah, Saturday we could sprinkle through that as we go through the games. But I think the pinnacle of Saturday was the amount of times we just said Bedlam. It was just a great capper to a great day, and then little did we know that's just some incredible cell work over the weekend.
The cell.
The cell.
We're still going. It. Bronco just resigned.
Yeah.
Bronco resigned today.
And obviously, there's to scare the Ohio State folks out there, but I think any single team that actually wants to keep their coach should be scared at this moment for the most part. But there's the NFL component to Ryan Day that'll be circulating.
We got the Penn State related news. Brent Pry taking the Fuente job, vacated job in Virginia Tech.
Leading with that, yeah.
Well, and another name, the safeties coach and co-defensive coordinator and Virginia Hall of Famer, All-American safety at Virginia, Anthony Poindexter, now getting a lot of steam for the Virginia job that Bronco just left. So you could have in the Commonwealth Cup co-defensive coordinators going up against each other next year.
Fun times.
That'll be fun. Great to watch for Penn State fans. The coaching tree expanding. And then Brent Pry also in his opener. Did you see his opener?
Did not.
ODU against old
Rick. Oh, yeah.
I thought you meant like his opening press conference.
That's what I thought.
Well, they love him now. Virginia Tech not enthused, as we saw from the
very oatmeal hire to them.
Yeah, but after the press conference, they were very happy. Very happy.
He won it.
Won him over.
Good job.
Yes.
Pretty hard sell to win over those guys. I mean, yeah, as you guys can see, the news and notes, the first note is just LOL. Because it was just the cell, meaning the coaching carousel. The cell was spinning at multiple G's.
Yep.
I don't even know where we go here. I thought my favorite comment at the time was going to be when Lincoln Riley goes, I'm not going to be the next coach at LSU.
Oh, the best.
Little did we know.
Perfect choice of words.
Little did we know what was going to come in the next 48 hours. I guess starting with Lincoln Riley, I want to know is, when did he know?
Allegedly, he knew in the morning. Like he got the call early in the morning.
After or
no, not even morning. More like night of Bedlam.
Right. Yeah. He said he got it.
Midnight.
He got the offer.
2-3 o'clock comes and his agent's like, "You want to do it?" And they talk about it. Then I think maybe he slept, maybe he didn't.
Slept for 2 hours. He said.
Yeah. By the morning, it was basically done at that point. It sounds like Grinch got the same call like that. Even like, obviously these conversations are happening like between USC and his agent, and I'm sure they've got it basically lined up where the second the season ends, put it in front of Lincoln, see if he wants to do it. And they got him at the perfect time. He lost it in Bedlam. He's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. and there he goes, right?
Remarkable. Working deals.
What do you guys feel? What do you guys feel about the hire? I mean, it's Bone feeling himself afterwards, saying,
Yeah,
they didn't set out to do this, but they changed the history of college football, something like that, right? Really feeling himself. I loved it.
A hard sell on the move and a harder pat on the back.
Oh yeah,
for himself. Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that. And I forgot that he had said he wasn't crazy about Oklahoma going to the SEC, but that's got to be it. No other way to slice it, in my opinion. I mean, the perk package is pretty good as well that he got, but I'm sure if he wanted to stay Oklahoma, he would have been able to get something similar, maybe even better. Because
I mean, I also think with just looking at it very simply, like, would you rather live in Norman, Oklahoma, or LA?
You're a gun either way, I think. Well, probably more of a guy in Oklahoma, obviously.
Plus, I mean, he's incompensated very handsomely, and
what do you think about the taxes? As one Twitter account broke down what his living expenses look like. Like it does sound like he's got, I think, 3 young daughters that he wanted them to experience a different environment. He's from a smaller town in Texas. I think his wife is from the same, or the town right next to it. They've been to Lubbock, right, and then East Carolina, and then back to Norman. They've been in relatively smaller places, and it sounds like Lincoln just wanted his daughters to try something else, like new, to each their own. I saw message.
I got an eye roll.
Message board geniuses exists now. This is, I think, the first year they've been around, but the one they found was an Oklahoma fan saying that the wife who used to do a little modeling, I think he's from her hometown, like wants the girls to be out there and get into modeling in LA.
I'm gonna need to start following this.
Oh, it's so good. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I'm buying into that, but
no, it is something.
that's filler. That's all filler.
It's a home run hire. It's something that we didn't expect. The one after it is even more home run, which is funny because it's right after Bone said he shook the earth, which they did. It was earth shattering. I think it's a great hire for USC. Not just because it's Lincoln Riley, but they've the last couple of years they've built that offense up for a relative air raid, somewhat in the similar tree as Lincoln has, right? Obviously, who am I thinking of? What's the quarterback's name that's down there that Cliff left? One from North Texas.
Cumbie?
Harrell. Sorry, Graham Harrell.
Oh, Graham Harrell, yeah.
Graham Harrell's there.
Cumbie's at TCU, right?
Yeah. But Harrell built it up. They've got the personnel to run that right now. It should be a pretty relatively seamless transition here. And then, Lincoln's already been raiding the West Coast for a while now. He's been going to California and getting talent a couple of years. And you saw the last couple of days, he's gotten the 5-star running back to decommit and go there. The quarterback, the 5-star quarterback for next year is going there from California. It's gonna be fine. He's gonna do great, and it's awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited for college football because I'm glad that there's some buzz finally in the West Coast. Pac-12 has been down for so long, and I'm glad to see it. That's my initial reactions. I like it. I love it.
Like it, love it.
Yeah.
Nothing to add?
Nothing to add? Well, why don't we talk about the next one? Well, that one actually has a lot more to do with the conversation. I'll let AY drive that train here.
No, I mean you can drive it. I've spent plenty of time the last 2 days just reading up on it from various insiders, so I can just add in some things, I suppose, if we haven't heard it. But I guess we'll start with, obviously Kelly went to LSU, but I think he wanted to. I think he wanted the USC job as well. We'll go back to September. He wanted a pay raise around the Wisconsin game, and Swarbrick was like, "You just got one like 9 months ago." And then fast forward 2.5 months, and he sees Mel Tucker and Jimmy Franklin get these monster deals.
These hacks.
And with the USC job being open, I think that was where the foot was basically out the door already at some point. And I don't know what happened there. Maybe we'll find out at some point. Flash popped up. Yeah. But so LSU didn't happen. USC didn't happen. And I'm assuming Riley was LSU's first choice.
Right, which Riley rebuked. No lies were said, as he said.
And timing of it sounds like the very next phone call was to Kelly.
Yeah, how crazy is it? It must be to be an Oklahoma fan. Go to sleep smug as hell, saying he's staying. He said it. He's not going to LSU. Literally not thinking at all that USC is even a threat. Only worried about LSU. Amazing. But on that USC note, I know the conversations had been going on. I think he had been shopped around there. I know James Franklin had an offer as well from USC. Not like as recently as Lincoln Riley's, but I know the offer had been on the table a couple months ago, which he didn't take, obviously. And why back to what you said. So now they call him up, and I don't think it's just from what I understand, it's not just the salary; it's everything around there. The facilities he has improved, right? He's gotten. I feel like it's a similar fight that Jim is CJF over at State College is also fighting, right? Is the facilities, the overall support that you see in College Station or in Baton Rouge or in Tuscaloosa. It's just a whole different animal when it comes to the support, where everybody is fully bought in, and anything that's asked is granted. You're not getting that at Notre Dame. You're not getting that at Penn State. You're getting that at Ohio State. You're not getting that very many other places. And that's where he went. I will say I think Notre Dame's in a great spot here with Freeman coming in.
Just a couple years ahead of schedule and all like
yeah, just a couple years ahead of schedule. Brian Kelly, as has been mentioned a lot, it isn't the most loved guy. See how he does.
Which to quote Kegs and Eggs, I heard him earlier, which he's earned.
That Saleh, the Robert Saleh, the Matt LaFleur story is fantastic. Just laying him out to dry. I think Notre Dame will be fine. They'll be all right. The new blood in there is exciting. Interesting to think about the 29-year-old coordinator with the 34-year-old head coach. That's pretty funny for the program known for fans that go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Can't stay up until halftime of their night games. LSU, I don't know how this hire is going to be.
Well, he hasn't put together a coaching tree. No one's so with Kelly leaving, and I just can't avoid it. It's all over the timeline. Notre Dame people are just sharing things, videos, and little personal anecdotes.
The middle finger.
Yeah, that's so stupid. That's so stupid.
I've been sitting on this for 8 years.
Yeah, that guy. It's like cool, bro. And just even everything from it looks like Willy Wonka now to I guess the main thing, whatever, he's gone. I enjoyed him while he was there. I feel like I had to defend him, but now that he's not there, and when he immediately started trying to poach the staff, which is fair, it just turned to like, okay, dude, like leave us alone, go away. And it was just awesome when guys would stay, like Reese, obviously, and then the strength coach Bayless, and then the key call, Kelly's right-hand guy from Grand Valley State, to Cincinnati to Notre Dame, and Mike Elston, 18 years by his side,
Staying there in Notre Dame, I saw that.
staying at Notre Dame, and said Notre Dame's bigger than Brian Kelly. And
Wow.
he's probably going to get.
Wow.
Kid's head just gonna explode. Kid's head's exploding.
He's probably going to get the DC job, I would think now. We'll see how all that shakes out, but I mean, there's a lot of Kelly bashing from the insiders and everybody the last few days, just because like kind of letting all out now. But as far as Freeman goes, I mean, I think I said to you guys or across various chats, he was the first guy I wanted. Him and Fickle were 1A, 1B. Freeman, just because I said it here years ago, just give me that new, young, different outlook perspective. And this guy is just a phenomenal recruiter, where Kelly doesn't like recruiting at all. He's an incredible delegator, a great CEO, very good orchestrator, puppeteer, puppet master, if you will, but he didn't want to be on the road all the time. Freeman was in California when the news broke.
Yeah.
Tommy Reese was out today.
Pretty shitty.
He
He legitimately walked out of a recruiting visit, and then the news broke, right?
Who, Freeman?
No, Kelly.
Well, it happened to Freeman was at one.
Yeah.
Kelly, yeah. Kelly just left the place, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That is-
Freeman,
That's amazing. It
I
is
mean, we talked on here last year after Notre Dame lost going into the Bama game. Like, hey, like we don't know what's gonna happen. Like, just look at these recruiting numbers over the last 5-6 cycles. And I think, I mean, for all Kelly did with the 10-win seasons and the 41-6 the last 4 years, yeah, great. But he probably did reach the ceiling. Now that little extra effort that Freeman will put in to get maybe those 2-3 guys a cycle.
I had heard Kelly's really not.
Could see it.
I mean, Freeman as the head coach will be amazing recruiting wise for you guys. And I know that Kelly had slipped up on a number of recruitments in that aspect.
Yeah, and a lot of it was just effort.
Yeah, I know that.
Plain and simple. And Freeman, by all accounts, is I'm not going to say he's Jim Franklin recruiter yet, but he's looking like he's going to be that type of recruiter. Now, can he be the coach on the field? He's going to have the players there. But I'm stoked. I guess they did talk to 7 coaches were talked to. I don't know if you guys knew that. I think Danberg cross chat, I mentioned that. 7 coaches were talked to. I guess 2 of them reportedly were comfortable where they were. I assume one of those was Pat Fitzgerald.
Yep.
And the other one was maybe Urban. I don't know.
Urban, very comfortable where he's at.
Maybe, Campbell had a conversation. I don't know if there are 2, but from what I can put together, Fickle was a top choice, had the job if he wanted it. And good for him. He said, at Cincinnati. And by all accounts, Freeman was second choice, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, some subs that fired up. Freeman could be sweet. Yeah, like you said, 35-year-old coach with a 29-year-old offensive coordinator. A new era, as people have been saying. Freeman era. It doesn't have a good ring to it, but it's catching on apparently.
The only thing I have to add is I'm disappointed that they announced this ahead of the show because I had plenty of Pat Narduzzi material planned for this show and hyping him up, selling him, foisting him onto AY, and I didn't get a chance to do that. Mainly because Canada emceed event last night.
Yes. True.
Yeah, although I guess
I'm going to never let you forget that.
it still really hasn't been officially announced by Notre Dame, though.
You don't have the graphic out yet. You're right. Or the CGI, the green screen CGI video. I guess you don't need CGI video because he's been at Notre Dame.
We don't know any details on the contract length. I'm assuming 6 years.
Probably in the same mold. Probably maybe a little more than what Pry got, which is around $4 million.
What did he get?
I got the details right here. Hold on one second.
5 year, $20 million.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, between 3.5 to 4.5 at the end of it for each year. So let's say around 4 even. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So 6 times for like 24 mil, something like that.
Okay.
No Mel deal there.
No.
Melvin.
All right, I could spend probably a whole pod of all the information I've taken in over the last 40 hours, but I don't need to.
Amazing stuff.
I don't need to. Just bottom line is, I'm pretty fired up, stoked.
Bottom line is the sell has been amazing. Smaller note on the sell, apparently after 2 years out of the wild, similar to an Amish teenager leaving the camp, Kirk Shiraka, leading candidate to be offensive coordinator in Minnesota. So he's coming home.
He's grabbing the oar.
He's grabbing the oar.
Wow.
I love it. Any other news and note that you'd like to touch on here, AY?
My other news I have was F1.
Yes.
Penultimate race, 2 to go this weekend in Saudi Arabia.
The Adazio news also. Adazio out.
Yeah. Good run.
Adazio out. That's it.
I hope Adazio gets hired as Penn State's offensive line coach. Because his protege Troutwine has not been that good. Everybody now thinking that it wasn't Troutwine for all those BC lines, it was Adazio. All right. Okay. We went over a lot of sell news. There's not too. We know rivalry week was awesome. Threw the records out. Anything you want to mention from there, or do you want to touch on them within the preview?
I think we should probably give a minute to Michigan. They did deserve it.
I led the show with them.
Yeah, good job, Michigan. Bedlam was awesome.
Out on top.
You're on top, and I love the optics of the Penn State-Michigan State game.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
I said, had it on mute during second Thanksgiving and would glance for score updates primarily, but had no idea where the ball was out of the field.
I did not either. Bebo would ask me all the time.
What was going on?
Bebo would be like, they got a kick here, don't they? I was like, they're at like the 30, dude.
I watched it with Andrew. No idea.
Impossible to see. Disappointing. I mean, there's nothing to preview for Penn State today, so I won't deep dive. Very disappointing end of the year, obviously. Not what you would liked. Penn State, I feel like, used up probably all the mojo and voodoo that they had in that Wisconsin game with getting every break that they needed to win the game, because I think that every single play that mattered, they could not come up with. And it's probably the first time this year that they've completely imploded in that stretch in the fourth quarter where they fumbled, gave up the 4th and 15 touchdown pass in the snow, 20-yard touchdown pass, and then on the ensuing kickoff, fumbled that again. It's definitely a winnable game against a team that was allegedly down 25 starters. The line swung all the way to Penn State 5.5.
I don't know what it ended up being.
It's 5.5, I think, at game time. But
the number of starters.
Oh, right.
Not Thorny and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, they were all there, and they seemed fine. Same with Reed and Naylor, all seemed fine. So, little possum played by Mel. Good job. Manufacturing that disrespect, the chip on the shoulder. Good job, Mel. Good
playing
work.
Head games with the Penn State players and stuff.
Oh yeah,
look at this. We're gonna have an easy day.
Manufactured that disrespect.
They manufactured it. He manufactured that the underdog point different, the underdog line, and inducing me to double down, put a couple more units on that play.
Dirty trickster.
He did it. Good job, Mel. Disappointing season. Hopefully, I think, and I feel like that last drive by Clifford exemplified his career. Like, getting sacked at the 2-yard line, 4th and 24, converting it. Like, he's a fighter. You know that. He's giving it his all out there. You can appreciate that. But you got to think, is he at his ceiling? If he decides to move on, I think he's leaning that way. It sounds like he is. I wonder if he would go to another program. If he does, I'm sure he'll be highly valued. I have plenty of suitors, but if he does,
Stoops.
Stoops. Yeah, I don't know where he would go, but NFL, maybe he wants to try his hand in the NFL. I think he's probably had enough of college life. We'll see. So thank him and the seniors for their service. 7-5, disappointing, bummer of an end to the year. That's for sure.
Especially after the start.
Yeah,
Not to pour salt in the wound, but
Are you guys going to get Adrian Martinez?
I would go for him if he's not. If Sean is not back, I would definitely go for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or Hainer, or any of, or I don't know if I want Dylan Gabriel.
Well, Hainer.
well, Hayner's going back to Washington officially, right?
Yeah, he is.
Is he? I was joking about that yesterday.
No,
Yeah.
he actually did. Yeah,
He did. Yeah.
Wow.
prophetic.
I didn't know he was already going back. Like Shiraka, 2 years out in the wild, and he's going back home. the Amish teenager. Yeah, that's the season. I mean, I don't think I'm going to do a full postmortem on the season. Maybe we'll have a wrap show at the end of the season. But
I don't know when the last time we've done one.
recruiting rankings, Al are up to number 3 overall, top offensive player in the country according to 247 Sports.
A lot of hype.
A lot of hype.
Big stretch coming up for CJF.
CJF. I mean, he's running low.
If he doesn't, if he screws the pooch again, which he kind of didn't. I would say, would you call it the last?
Yeah, I mean, they had a
season screwing the pooch.
I would say the last 2 definitely.
Well, even the 2 years prior to that.
Well, they won 11
They started
games.
getting all those guys.
Right, and the one is that there's a pretty heavy bust rate, at least, and definitely at the top end of that 2008 class.
Yeah.
Or 2018 class.
18, yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think Aller starts week 1 next year?
I don't think he does. I hope he doesn't either. I would lean towards a stopgap quarterback for a year.
So maybe like a transfer.
Yeah, or a Clifford. We'll see.
Or a cone.
Or a Martinez. Maybe a Martinez. I would welcome Martinez. I mean, I shudder to think what Frost would have had without Martinez. Maybe that point differential might have been like minus 200 without him instead of even.
Oh. Kansas Martinez guy. Okay. All right.
A magic.
We can mention that game also. Nebraska.
Oh, good heavens, yeah.
21-6. Give up the 22-0 run in the fourth quarter.
The tweet of the month. The tweet of the month.
What's that
was
one?
Spencer's tweet about the crazy blackjack deal.
Oh, yeah. Was it the 3-3-3-2?
That was pretty good.
Oh, man. To get the 21. Crazy. The six card blackjack.
Yep.
That was good. But he did it again, and at the even point differential, 1-8 in conference play. Will we ever see anything like it again? I'm not sure.
I don't know how that's mathematically possible, especially twice. Oh heavens!
Those fans deserve not that I have much sympathy for them because they stole the '94 championship from Penn State, which I'm not a fan. But those fans deserve some type of winning next year. I can't imagine the torture that they went through this year. And I thought the torture I went through this year was bad.
Doesn't bother me that much.
You were the Pitt fan. What was it going into last year?
Anybody, any college football establishment
has gone through it. You're saying
the fact
this
that
type of a year
that any team is up, they're all upon Mount Pius, irregardless of results. They can screw them, except you guys. I like you guys.
This one is actually really bad.
Huh?
The one at 7. Oh, okay. All right.
Doesn't bother me that much.
All right. Any other games we want to touch on? Minnesota, good job upsetting Wisconsin. Funny. Iowa backdoor in their way. Iowa absolutely incredible in the Big Ten championship. I love it. I'm so happy. I really hope they beat Michigan. I really, really hope they do because after everything, Harbaugh,
Kirk could taste it 5 years ago. He could taste it. And then Connor Cook.
You guys saw the Harbaugh quote was fantastic about they, right?
No, what he said.
I think playing off day when he came in, he said he wanted to hang 100 on him or something like that. He'd hang 100 on him if they could. And Harbaugh, after what did he say? He said, some guys are born on third and think they hit a triple.
Right, yeah.
And they didn't. Talking about they.
I did know that. I thought he said something about the Iowa game, but
no,
my wires got crossed.
I didn't hear that, but
no, that was very small.
I mean, you finally beat somebody in your tenure. Like,
yeah.
I think you need to.
He needs to simmer down. He's back to.
I hope he gets pounded on Saturday.
I hope he does too. That's because of that. He's back to his old tricks. He used to do this, 2-3 years ago, but he had to go into a shell after somebody.
After last year, at least. Yeah,
he's back to Pete Carroll. What's your deal, guy?
Oh, he's going to lose by 30 in the shoot next year.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're going to get demolished next year. I hope they lose to Iowa. I would love for Iowa to win this weekend.
Same.
Iowa wins like 13.
It would be funny. It would be funny.
Better yet, the 13-11 game. We needed a repeat of that 2016 game.
Well, luckily we won't have to watch it.
A Penn State Rutgers Classic, I hope. Yeah, you guys won't be watching. You'll be enjoying a much.
We have other business to attend to. Speaking of sponsors.
Speaking of sponsors,
New York Life putting us up. Section 228. Maybe we'll do a live reaction or be on the field. Who knows? Still looking at the press passes.
Passes.
I mean, if there's any matchup that's going to potentially allow us to get press passes, it would be Pitt versus Wick.
It's true.
Any other Atlantic opponent, I think probably not, but
we'll see how they travel.
Yes, we will. 31,000. I could not believe that. I knew it wasn't a big stadium. 31,000 people.
What?
That's Wake's stadium capacity.
Oh.
And that's the Bank of America Stadium. I think it's 70. It's bigger too. It's like 78.
It's a bigger NFL stadium. I think it's older. Yeah.
Which is great when you have Clemson going over there. They're going there every year.
Place gonna be rocking on Saturday.
Oh my god!
It'll be a lot of me. Speaking of Pete Carroll, I'll be throwing the woo. I'm a big fan of the Pete Carroll woo.
Pete Carroll woo. What's your deal? What's your deal, guy? All right,
we
have
have 9.
You gotta have to speed round this.
We're speed around all these. We got 10 championship games, and we have one word answer game.
But hey, do you have me back in the? Am I back in the catbird seat here?
Yeah.
What is the math on that?
Half game up. You're half game up. Yep.
Win percentage.
I have one more win, but I have 2 more losses, so you're half game up.
And it only took the entire year, but I am out of the week 0 bagel.
You are at 500.
So now I say we throw out the week 0. Kidding.
Alrighty.
Then it'd be super tight.
Yeah.
Then Dan would be in first.
Oh yeah.
That's
no,
why I said that.
You'd be half game back. That'd be crazy.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of games to go.
You would be half game back. Alrighty.
All right, Cam. What's first? Western Kentucky, UTSA.
Nuts' balloon popped. I'm going.
Yeah, now they're getting no respect.
Yep. I go toppers here, and this is my lock of the week.
Oh,
out of the chute.
That 2, right?
Topper Nation.
Well, you took about 2.
2.5, something like that. Yeah.
Isn't this game? This game's in San Antonio. It's up to 3.5 now. And they laid a stinker against North Texas last week, I believe.
Hammered by North
Big
Texas.
stinker. Bounce back spot for the Meeps.
All right.
I agree. I think they. They've been treading water for a while. Sometimes teams like that need, the rude awakening. So they got that out of the way last week. I think they'll come out try to finish out the season strong here. They don't have the pressure of, the undefeated season hanging over them. So they come out, they perform well, and I think they'll bring home the conference championship, the CUSA championship. So congrats to the Meeps. I got them as well.
That is Friday night. Also Friday night, Oregon, Utah. Utah, 2.5-point favorite here after the drubbing they put on a few weeks back. I'm going a little role reversal here.
Ooh.
I think Ducks and Puddles and company show a little pride. I think they're getting a smidge healthier, but I know they lost by 30 last time, but perfect storm. Not here. You're not playing the mountains anymore. You're in Vegas, baby.
Yeah, give me Puddles as well. Have some pride for Pete's sake.
I'm
Get
going
that
Puddles.
run game going.
I'm going Puddles here. Yeah, absolutely nothing went right last time around in Salt Lake. I think they have studied the film intensely. I think they'll have the plan ready to go, and I think the more talented team will prevail. I think everything went right last time around, and everything went wrong for Oregon. Much more even playing field, neutral field. I think Oregon will take care of business here. I've got them as well.
Okay, first of my pillar games, Baylor, Okie State. Pokes laying 5.5, going with that big Bedlam win. And the old Gundy deadfish handshake to Lincoln. Classic. Wearing the hat.
The West young man.
The Pokes laying 5.5 here against Orlando, coming off that very oatmeal game against Tech. Yeah, Tech.
It did get close down at the end, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a 3-point win.
And they had the ball drive. They stopped them
and played the I know what I want to happen here.
Are you pushing the pillar?
They're definitely gonna cover. I know Okie State got that big monkey off their back last week, being Oklahoma, but
sitting fat and sassy.
Yeah, I think they can. I think Gundy will get in the regroup, but I still think they played. I mean, they made mistakes, but that offense was humming.
Yeah.
Is it really that good? Can saw boots on the ground and said no.
They've gotten better, I think, throughout the year. I think they've gotten better. They know what they are, basically, and Spencer Sanders has been healthy. That's been the thing with him his whole career, right, is he hasn't been able to stay healthy. He's been relatively healthy this year. He's running. They look good, and they got a running game. I like what they're doing right now. I think they're the best version of themselves at the perfect time, at the right time. And I agree with you. I think it'll be 4-point game. I'll go like a 28-24 victory for Oklahoma State. So I'll go with the cover for them. But things hold the way they're supposed to. If Michigan wins, if Georgia wins, you got Gundy in, right?
Oh yeah, yep. I think they do win too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably the odd team out if Cincy wins, though. If and Bama wins.
Yeah. Well, I guess they don't even need Michigan. They don't even need Michigan to win. If Michigan loses, they win or lose, they're in. So basically, The only way Oklahoma State isn't in is if Alabama wins.
Right. I would be delighted.
I don't know. I could see them putting
it over Cincy, right?
Right, in for Cincy. I could see.
I'd be delighted if they did that.
And also, if they do it, it would depend on, I guess, how good Oklahoma State looks. Even if they, what do you think the point diversion needs to be? Do they need to win by 2 touchdowns? Do you think they're in?
Yeah,
they pull the all Ohio State in 24?
I think if you just win back-to-back weeks of top 10 matchups, that says enough right there.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going Baylor outright though. They've got some problems with quarterback, regardless of Jerry, a.k.a. Gary Bohannon plays.
Yep.
They didn't look great against Texas Tech, but I think it'll be – fortunately, they don't have to worry about getting throttled, I don't think, by this Oklahoma State team.
Yeah. It'll be
Although it was a little bit higher score when they played the first time. I don't –
No, it was like 27-24, something like that, right? Or 20 – it was a 10-point game, I think. It was like 31-21, something like that.
Oh, no, it wasn't high scoring at all. It was 24-14.
Okay.
Strike that from the record. But
I love that the Big 12, which for so many years has been known
Page favors them.
scoring, is now a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Really everywhere, though. It's not even there, but it's especially prominent.
Do we have stenography on this?
I got stenography. I'm going.
All on Baylor.
All on Baylor, all on Oregon.
Yep. There we go.
We are into the Maction. Is
this line right? I think Northern's getting 3.5.
It could be wrong. I did it pretty quick.
Let's see.
You are right. Northern's get. How'd you know that? Yeah, you.
I looked at the other day.
Northern's getting 3.5. Yes.
Is this in DeKalb? Is this in DeKalb or is this like in Detroit or some shit?
I think it's at Ford Field, right? Yeah, Ford Field.
Detroit. Okay.
My back.
I'll go Kent State for Flash Johnson here.
My back now.
You're not back.
Yeah.
Well, you're. I hear you back, but your face
Can's
is
still frozen for me.
Your face. Okay, now you're back.
Now I'm back.
Now
you guys are frozen me. No, it's in Ford Field though, where
yes,
they will be
going
head to head with the
backing
ACC
Rocky
championship
Lombardi.
tennis.
I'm not backing Rocky Lombardi. I'm going Kent State for Flash Johnson. He's not on today though.
He's not, but I'm going. I think they win by a field goal. Hedging P in the purest sense. Yeah, I'll go Flashes by a field goal. They bring him the hardware, but Rocky Lombardi.
Let's cover all three phases. I'll take the Huskies outright.
Ooh, okay.
And Rocky. Now to the
good quarterback matchup here, relatively speaking, adjusted from action.
Who's Kent State? Was it
Crumb
Bum?
Yeah. But he's good. I think I watched him play on a couple of those Maction nights. It's pretty good.
Good one here. Utah State playing some good ball of late against Brady Hoke's team, San Diego State.
I don't believe in them. We're going Hoke. I forget who I was listening to. They were going over freaking Hoke's career. This guy after leaving Michigan, he got fired like 4 or 5 straight years, I think.
Who was he interim coach for again? Tennessee?
Yeah, he's interim coach at Tennessee. He was like the D-line coach at Oregon. Then he was like, I think he was a coach at the Panthers before Rule got in there. And he got fired there. And then I think he came over here and was not.
Now he's back to his apex, the apex of his career. He doesn't yet. Provided he starts the right quarterback. It was amazing that how bad their starter was in that Boise State game. And they put the other guy in, who I'm sure was also playing bad at different points in the season. And then he plays amazing. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. And they ripped off. What did they rip off?
27 straight or something like that? 24 straight?
It was 16-3. It was 16-3, I think.
Yeah.
They won like 30-16 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, they do it.
Yeah, I think they do it as well. And I've got the Dan Brady. Look at that. As in Brady Hoke on the stenography. Hey, where are you going?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to win a game when you start every possession inside your own 10, which is what Utah State's going to be doing. So San Diego State by 7.
Ooh, we are all on Brady Hoke.
Here we go.
Bring it home, Brady. App State versus Louisiana.
Napierless
Cajuns catching 3.
This was close to being a lock for me.
I need to look it up. This game played earlier in the year was a blowout, wasn't it?
Yeah, hammered them, but that was because, in large part, in my opinion, because App State had Postal on deck. And I maybe mentioned on the podcast at the time, but because obviously App State's in one division with Postal, and then Louisiana's in the other division. That game really meant nothing as long, So I think there was some chicanery going on there with App State's just general approach to that game, knowing they had Postal on deck.
Is there
So I'm taking App State, which would be hilarious if they covered 3 after losing by 20.
Is there quarterback still Bryce?
Yes.
No. Oh, he is? I thought he left again.
No,
Well,
Bryce
he was
is-
there earlier in the season.
He was at Duke. So he was at Duke, and then he went to App State.
Yeah.
Oh, he was gross when I was watching him earlier.
Against Miami.
I watched him
Yeah,
against,
he was so bad.
I watched him against Postal.
How was he there?
They're
The
gross.
running back's better. I
Although
think.
they won that game,
Yeah.
but gross.
Yeah.
I'll go with App State. Fuck it.
Okay.
I know I took Oregon after trying to get off after a 30-point loss. But I'm not going to take App State. I think I see the appeal here. I see Dan. It's a good point. Looking forward to Postal. I think the players rally around the Napier list.
So he's not coaching this game. We proclaim that, right, to start?
No, I think he is.
He is coaching. Okay.
Yes.
But I mean Napier list for the
After this game.
which is weird, but I guess you can still do dual recruiting. Well,
Yeah.
one recruiting.
Would be funny if he also recruited for Louisiana.
Billy Napier, it's a bit hard to find, but I'll find it eventually. Okay. Well, this next
Here
one.
we are. We're into the big ones, and you've got Alabama -6.5 here.
Yeah, we know this line,
Yes.
but yes, SEC championship game.
I'm excited as hell for this game. Super excited.
How about let's pause quick. Iron Bowl last week.
Oh,
Yes. I thought we were going to talk about it now.
Yeah, but I want to make sure we talked about it. Oh my goodness, sickening.
Are you going to talk about the 40 seconds that take Bigsby left?
Oh,
on
if Gary mentioned that one more time, I hate him.
Hey, look, why would he run out of bounds there?
I hate Gary to begin with.
You and Case Man, former roommate of the pod,
Can
Case
I-
Man, he goes, "Who is this blockhead?" Whatever. We're watching him.
If you would construct the absolute worst game possible, would be Gary as the color, and the play-by-play would be Al Michaels.
Ooh, I wasn't realizing you're on this corner with Al Michaels. Al Michaels.
I will say his partner is my favorite
Can't
guy.
stand him.
I am 100% a Nestler guy. I love Nestler.
They were talking about Chris Collinsworth there.
No,
Really
not
close.
not Al Michaels. Partner.
It is good. I like the Al Michaels. And that's gonna be caught by Julian Edelman. He always emphasizes
Yeah.
that and intercept picked off Bobby Wagner.
Oh,
Bobby Wagner.
it also
Yeah.
doesn't help that Al Michaels hates vegetables, but top corner right there.
Those are fighting words, name-wise.
This
As is usually the case in an Iron Bowl, that Auburn will win. Alabama kicking game, fucking up as they always do.
Yep.
In big spots. All the ingredients. You had all the ingredients, but I wasn't expecting the offense to look so shitty. Had friend of the pod on the ground, boots on the ground, Jamal, enjoying it. Was not expecting a good game. He got a good game. It was funny. It was a great game. Harsin just bowing up, no quarterback there. I can't believe how much. I mean, I know Brian Robinson was hurt, right?
Yeah.
But Alabama just offensively couldn't do anything
Yeah.
up until that final, what is it, 147 or something like that? 247?
Here's the real question. How badly were you hoping for that to go to 10 overtimes?
Oh. It annoys me when people are, and I get that it's already a low scoring game because it was 10-10 in freaking regulation, but they're all like, it was 20-18 in 9 overtimes, as if like it's the old rules where you're not scoring 2 points of fucking overtime.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's only, you only have 2 regular overtimes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, also they didn't score in 6 of those 8 overtimes, I think,
Right.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Or
they
6
started off the first Yeah, the 2-point conversions were 0 for 10 to start.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like misleading when people are like, in 9 overtimes, only 20-18. It took them 9 overtimes to score 18 points, which is true,
Right.
but misleading, I guess.
Definitely.
Oh my God, the Thunder lost 152-79 tonight. And the score final, they got the final there. They go regroup and back at it Monday.
only mentality to have. But yeah, Iron Bowl was definitely a Penn State Rutgers classic.
I wish Auburn went for 2. And
yeah, that was the strangest thing of all, I think.
I get it, you're the home team, but you're also 20-point dog.
Yeah, and 6-5.
Trying to end it when you can.
And their first 2-pointer worked. You never know.
Yeah. Billy Napier is coaching the Sun Belt game. And as far as SEC goes, the championship game, Bama's first. It's his first time they're a dog, and
the initial thought is if the Auburn defense did this to Alabama,
it is, yes.
What is the Georgia defense going to do?
And I think that's fair. I don't think that's a lazy point to bring up, because if you look at Bama, I saw a number a few days ago. The number of single-digit wins in conference over the last 6 years, it was 0-1, 0-0, 0-1. This year they're at 4. This isn't your past 7-year Bama team.
Oh yeah, this is and Nick Saban knew that. I've heard somebody was talking about it. They're like, you can tell every game Nick Saban wins, he's like, it's not like in the past where he's not happy about something after winning by 31. He's like relishing each win, because I think he realizes this team isn't that good, but each time they're trying to find a way to win, they're like, he's appreciating each of these wins as hard fought and wins that he didn't think they were going to get. Right. It sounded like he was downright giddy after the overtime win this past weekend. Not that he shouldn't have been, or that he wouldn't have been before, but I think he does realize this team isn't that good. And we've been trying to, rationalize them being Alabama because, they get the benefit of the doubt because they deserve it. But we've seen it all year long. They struggled against a bad Florida team, or they not struggled, but they almost blew it against a bad Florida team. The only time they really looked good was against Ole Miss, right, against a good team. I guess they look good against Mississippi State if you count them as a good team too. But they're as dominant as you'd expect them to be. Not that they didn't look good against other teams, right? I'm excited for this game. But the pressure is all on Georgia now. They're 6.5-point favorites. It's now or never for them. They're going up against the beast that they haven't been able to slay. Alabama, you have to think that they're thinking they're playing with house money, right? They're going to go in guns a-blazing. They have nothing to lose here.
Mm-hmm.
This could go. I could definitely see.
The only thing is Georgia doesn't have that much to lose, presumably, either.
That's true.
For different reasons, obviously, but
I think
kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's kind of a paradox. How the big question for me would be how far into the $80 worth of booze AY is getting for the hotel room will he be watching this game when I roll in? That's the question.
But
is there gambling down there? I'm not sure.
I think so. Yeah, I think
sign up for an account, get a promo code.
Well, you got to ask AY or not AY. John DeLon in the game.
John D, we've been waiting for your thoughts on Brian Kelly.
You got to ask Brian. You got to ask Bebop if there's gambling down there.
No. I think there is though. Yeah.
There you go. John DeLon's chiming in, thinking cover. I like it.
That's Georgia.
That's yeah.
Well, I'll back up John DeLon here. I think this is a 17-point game in favor of Georgia. Bam's been playing with fire all year, and I know this team, above all, deserves the biggest benefit of the doubt. So if you pick them to win, I would not follow you at all this week, anybody. But Georgia's not the kind of team like an LSU from 2 years ago that could absolutely blow the doors off of Bama, but Georgia will suffocate them. And Georgia wins this game 30-13. And DeLon likes the BK higher. I love Twinner drowning and whining Irish tears.
I don't know if Twitter is drowning. Everybody's reveling.
None of those tears are from AY.
Yeah.
None.
We
Yeah,
covered that earlier. He's
But
pretty-
also, I'm not
pretty
seeing many people shedding tears for the Irish either. They're
Yeah,
happy to see it happen.
I said today, and it's in a very long text spam chain. I kind of think this is I'm not saying immediate, but we're looking at 3-4 year here, net positive.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. I think this is an upgrade for you guys. It's a
Positive.
perfect time. You're like switching out an old model for a new model, I think.
You got the very established, multiple five straight 10-win years. The culture's there, the players are there, the pipeline, the classes, who, by the way, are boosted by Freeman in the next 2 years. Yep.
But is this a Jimmy Lake situation? That's the question.
Only time will tell. Enjoy your BK.
As long as he doesn't hire John Donovan.
His face is going to be the same color as his polo in week 2.
Ah!
Purple.
I've got for this game, I've chronicled it multiple times already this season. Florida State in 2014 hung with them. There have been other instances. Georgia against LSU in 2019, where I just don't believe my eyes till the very end. So I will go back to that well once again. For how much longer will I do that? Because it's never worked out yet. I don't know. Maybe 10 years. I'm taking Alabama because I want to stick to that ideology. Kirby Smart looks like a Nickelodeon character still underneath that visor. And yeah, it's one game. So under that, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Their name is going to struggle to retain good coaches when the 12th. Interesting.
Ooh.
That theory yet about the
I don't
12-team
know.
playoff thwarting
all
that.
they got to do, they got to win 11 games. They don't have to worry about a conference championship game, and they're basically guaranteed to be there.
Here's what I think should happen under the 12-team playoff. The only thing that should happen is that the Bulls with the prestige will not actually have meaning.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing I think should happen. What will happen? Obviously, we'll see. I'm just to say that's the only thing.
I would say, if there's a 12-team playoff, I think a 10-2 Notre Dame will be fine. Look at the last few years when they went 10-2. The end of the year, I think number 8 going into the bowl season. So,
yeah,
I'm not sure, John, but enjoy
We'll
your has-been down there.
Oh, yeah!
I like this for LSU. I think it's good for both.
Yeah. Hey, after 12 years, it's fine.
I'm going with a good game here. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have much trouble, though, with the scheduling they're going to do. Now, Notre Dame, and I guess this goes for Brian Kelly going all the way back to, Central Michigan or Cincinnati, the scheduling has always been – he's done a nice job of that.
Exactly.
Regardless of how intentional that is. But I don't think I think they'll be a cakewalk. They'll be basically a shoe-in almost every year for the –
Yeah, if they get to 11 wins, they're in.
spots.
They get to 11 wins, they're in.
And who are we kidding? I mean, circle back to
2025. That's a long time. I think they'll be more impatient if they don't have one by 2024.
If they don't have one by 2025, you think Brian Kelly's going to be the coach?
Yeah, he's 60 now. Remember?
They're not going to win by that time, so I'm not worried. But back to what months ago, this is all we moved anyways. There's going to be a freaking super conference of 4 of them of 15 teams in the next.
AY getting the business right now.
Wow.
Your team.
They didn't hang it. They went 1-1 against Clemson last year.
Of the backup.
Your team doesn't attract enough athletes to hang the SEC champ Ohio State and Clemson.
They hung with Alabama last year more than anything else.
Yeah, the LSU wins, whatever.
We will see. We'll see.
Yeah.
They're playing Ohio
They're
State.
missing, like most of these teams, like Penn State as well. Penn State may have it. We'll see.
Penn State hangs with Ohio State.
The Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's
Penn
their
State
missing.
hangs with Ohio State even without a quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I mean, they actually win it.
You're playing Ohio State this year, right? This coming year?
Yeah, next year.
You going to the game?
Yeah, that's good. Opening day, yeah.
I mean,
Flash Johnson, I picked Kent State.
Howdy, Chubb. It is 10-24. We're late. We're way late.
I mean, LSU loses 5 games, every other year?
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
I mean, When's the last time Notre Dame lost 5 games? When's the last time they lost 3 games?
2016.
Oh my God! Don't ask
2016.
college football Twitter besides Notre Dame. They will tell you exactly when Notre Dame won.
2016.
We celebrated
exactly when they lost more than.
We
I've
celebrated
never
every
seen
April 8th.
so much.
Wait, didn't they
delight.
lose? No, they didn't lose. They beat a 5-loss team in the bowl game, 20 against Iowa State, right? They weren't a 5-loss team.
No, yeah.
That was
yeah,
that
they
that,
were,
that was
8
that was the
4, I think,
Camping
then.
World Bowl. That wasn't even close.
Yeah, that one was a gross. That game adds to my disdain for Iowa State and Campbell.
Notre Dame.
When people talked about that team being good, as if they weren't freaking 7-5, and they played in freaking Citrus Bowl against Notre Dame. Why the hell were they in the Citrus Bowl? They're freaking 7-5 Iowa State. I fucking hate the respect that they
That was
get.
the Camping World Bowl.
Who, Iowa State?
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, first of all, you put way too much stock in these bowl games. AY has receipts on that.
the bowl
They're not-
games are a bellwether
No,
of
they're not.
where your program is at. Like Penn State is going to go to Outback Bowl, undeservedly so, with a 75 record. Because this is that Iowa State program is getting basically the same respect as the Penn State program was.
Yeah, but it
For
doesn't
no
matter
reason.
if you're the 18th best. Like in any other sport, it doesn't matter if you're the 17th best or the 4th best.
It doesn't.
So that's why I don't really give it much credence. It's like, yeah, let's all, throw a big parade for Pitt winning 10 games since for the first time in 40 years. Doesn't matter because they lost 2, and this would have been one of their, in the decade chances to actually make the playoff if they beat the teams we all know they lost to. So that's all I say. But there's always different ways to look at it. Believe me, I addressed it whenever I talked about the Nebraska fans. Anybody in that old school college football establishment sphere, they get up about Mount
Tennessee
Pius
or
on whatever they
Nebraska?
can.
Tennessee or Nebraska?
What's that? Yeah, they'll get up on Mount Pius about whatever they can. So it's just the way it is. It's the way it goes. Who's your pick, Ken? You make a pick on this? SEC
I'm
championship?
going Bama. I'm going close game.
All right.
I'm thinking
So
Bama
we've got
ahead a little bit. I'm thinking they were looking ahead a little bit.
Rocky Levine, we got the trash talking going on AY's Huskies. We were split across the board, Flash, if you missed that.
Yeah, and I mentioned I am backing NIU because of Rocky Lombardi.
Yeah. So we've got, Can on the Flashes, the winning cover. I get the hedging P, Flashes by a field goal, AY on the Huskies. Should be a good game.
Should be a good game.
All right,
What do we have left, though?
let's
Trying to
speed
keep
through
this-
these last 3 so we can get to the main event.
The main event.
The main
This is
event.
going 2 hours.
Main event. Here we go. Okay.
Houston, Cincy. This is going to be close.
You
It's
think?
going to be.
Yep.
I've been calling for last 2 weeks, and I whiffed both times. So third time's a charm.
All right. I'm going with you also. I want Hogler to pull it off. I really do.
I hope he does.
Yeah. It'll be tight. We just saw, ECU, if they could have executed a field goal, it would have been pretty tight there.
They were acting
Ritter
like
had
it wasn't
2.
close. I think it was a solid verbal. Guys were acting like it was like they had him at arm's length and then we were dominating.
No. Ritter was not sharp.
ECU was about to go in and make it a 1-score game.
Yep. And they got up. They definitely had a tough time against Cincy's defense for a lot of the game, but Ritter did not look sharp, and I think that's where you have to look to in this matchup. Not that I'm a big fan of the tuna bomber coming in there.
Dude is not good.
I don't think he's been a guy I can't his whole career. Just
He's not the same tuna bomber as the one from before, is he?
Yeah, I believe so. Clayton. Yeah, Clayton
How
too.
damn old is he?
He's old. That's what I mean. I remember him. So, Oakland.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that'd be good.
I don't even know where that comes from. That doesn't even sound like Oklahoma.
Yeah. So, I'll go Cincy wins by 4. And then, 27-23. The tough defense. I mean, the defense is tough. Although I can't stand, they have one of those names. They have the Sauce Gardner that everybody thinks he's awesome. Like, who's the guy on UCF? Big Cat Bryant. He's one of those guys. I'm happy. I hate when my team has a guy like that. I don't remember the last time they did, but.
I'm trying to think.
You got to think. I don't think they're not for Pitt, even for like the Steelers. I don't think.
Not the Death Star. That's our name, though.
That's Tyreek. Yeah, he didn't have the same.
AY had chocolate, Irish chocolate, or dark chocolate.
Irish chocolate.
Yeah,
Irish chocolate. R.I.P.
R.I.P. But no, I mean like in the name. Like he puts his name like that in the program.
Holy
so Sauce Gardner, Big Cat Bryant,
Flash Johnson.
Oh my gosh!
Nope,
Pick it to the Saints.
That's
actually I would love
That'd
if he
be
went to the
nice.
Saints.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
No, he's first pick it.
First pick.
All right,
Oh,
we're into the nightcap on Fox.
Yeah, the one true nightcap.
In the house that Peyton built.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but before I do, Iowa keeps this close.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree. Iowa
Very much.
10. Yes, I'm going like a 14-10 Iowa victory here.
Yeah. That's fine with me. Yeah.
All on Iowa. Okay.
Oh, Iowa to win? No, I'll go 21-18. The Padilla
all
doesn't.
On Iowa, but all
Padilla, not Petras. The guy that started it. He comes in. They do a flip flop from last week. Probably won't happen, but I'd love to see it.
I think Petras will be in there for the long.
Yeah, you were talking up the Petras before.
He wasn't bad. He led him on that 22-0 run, didn't he? Shall we dive in, Dan? This is the main event. Or one word answer here.
Yeah, one word answer: Cal versus USC. I think USC does a nice job of
me too.
Impressing their new head coach, and then
I'm
cover.
Sure, yeah. And can on USC. I think it is the first pick. And foods like O and Miles can win natties at but Brian Kelly can't. My, what a strange little world AY lives in. All right. It's green and gold, baby.
That's right. God Country Notre Dame or whatever it is.
God Country Notre Dame. AY.
You've talked him off.
We'll give AY one word.
I'll let him slide in. I'll do my spiel here. I have a little bit.
Go ahead. Dan.
For Pitt and Wake Forest, Pitt giving 3, which I thought is actually a little bit low. I figured it'd be around 5.5, 6 points. I heard a couple interesting nuggets about this game that a lot of people from the South that may matriculate to this game or be in Charlotte and fans of other traditional ACC schools will be there as neutral supporters of Wake Forest. I don't particularly see that being the case. I don't think it's going to be a raucous environment as AY forecast sarcastically, but he still forecasted.
Oh yeah, what touches sky in your little world?
Oh yeah, South Bend is absolute ass. That is 100% true. That is absolute shit.
South Bend?
Oh yeah, John DeLon's coming for your neck right now, AY.
Yeah,
South Bend.
You lit a fire.
You lit a fire on John DeLon.
The city. Oh yeah, it sucks.
No, he's talking about
the first pick of buffoons like and Miles can win natties. Okay, cool. Brian Kelly can't. You didn't even spell Brian right.
That is a good bird. Yeah, he's Brian with an I, John. Brian with an I.
He's your coach. Spell his name right.
Brian.
I stopped reading after that. The sky is blue. I've been to South Bend. The place is an armpit. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, South Bend sucks ass.
Yeah, you're going to get an argument.
My gosh. Good scrap. This is going to be a fun narrative over the next few years.
It doesn't mean. I mean, have you been to Laramie? It's awesome.
Laramie
is awesome.
Big sky.
Laramie's sick.
AY, what's your one word on USC Cal? -4. One word.
Trojans.
All right. All on USC. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Dan, continue.
Yeah, continue. So I was just saying that rumor has it there may be some neutral fans there rooting for Wake Forest because they are a true ACC school. I don't particularly buy that. I don't foresee a raucous environment like the one that AY sarcastically expects or ironically. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat also.
3 days ago. No, I'm good. He's always a cock.
He's earned it. I think Pitt has not put together that great of a complete game in some time, And it's starting to feel like the main reason being there would be without 3 wide receivers who caught touchdown passes this year. Melky Stovall, and also punt returning. He helps out, kick returning. Taysier Mack, who's been around forever, but definitely productive when he's in there. And Jalen Barton, who's kind of a similar to one of the quicker, shorter guys, but still pretty productive when he's in there. So it'll be down to Jordan Addison, Jared Wayne, and then the tight ends for the most part. Also, 7th year senior Trey Tipton, who just had a feature done on him. I think he was in the 2015 class. It might even be older than that. For Woke, I don't think that there is anything to point out with them on defense other than they're not great. Is there a specific guy that's been getting a lot of buzz that I should be at least acknowledging?
The defense is putrid.
Yeah, putrid. Gave up a boatload to Army. Played uncover 2 defense against NC State down the stretch.
They pissed on their leg against Carolina.
Yeah, got, roasted by Clemson, which is a rare occurrence this year. So my question is, fortunately, I think the Biletnikoff voting deadline is passed, so we may not see the force feeding to Jordan. Not that it shouldn't be force feeding because he's good, obviously, but maybe, work the field a little bit more in the passing game, because I do think some of that goes on. I mean, hell, they're tweeting about it today. The guys on Twitter and everybody's been talking about Jordan Addison and Biletnikoff. And now that Israel Bannican will be back, it seems, and you have 3 running backs that have all got good work this year. Do you try and just really say, okay, wait, and hold your head for the entire game and work the clock? Not say get out of there with a 20-17 win, but really try and possess the ball and then put the pressure on them to score in bunches like Army did. And they did. They scored 60 points, I think, or was it 70? 70 points with, was it 21 minutes possession or so? So they can do it, but I think Pitt's defense is at least slightly better than Army's defense. So that would be my approach to this game. Just having, again, the lack of depth at wide receiver, and then, really just having a tough time moving the ball really consistently throughout the course of a game. They've scored their points, but since the Miami game, maybe, and if not before that, against Georgia Tech, obviously when they scored a bunch of points. So it's been quite a while, and I wonder if that is at least in part due to the injuries. That is my wishful thinking. I think Pitt's going to win the game regardless of what they try and do, because I just think they've got the bounces in a couple of games this year, which doesn't really happen. So why not one more? That's all I got. Think I'll go ultimately 37-27. My final score. Hopefully, again, with a 38-22 time possession advantage. So assuming that adds up to 60.
I could see this going either way. The last game that we thought was going to be 45-43 was that Pitt UNC game. That was 23-20 in overtime or whatever. Took 1 overtime to get there, not 9. But I think I don't think it'll be as high scoring as people think it'll be. I think it'll be entertaining. I'm thinking I've seen both defenses very bad this year, but I think the one defense I've seen actually step up is Pitt's. Speaking of that UNC
at times, yeah, I think that's been a common.
So, yeah, I think the line is a little lower. If it was a little higher, I probably would have gone with Woke here. But with it being this low, I'll go Pitt here with 35-31 and a cover for Pitt. ACC champs Pitt.
Amazing.
Dan hoisting the trophy.
Hopefully they bring me on the field. I don't think they will, but hopefully. As long as I don't keep me near that coach.
AY's definitely going Pitt here. Come on.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad about this. Obviously, I think And I think
Man,
getting woke
man,
instead of
also-
one of those other two teams, I think that's also a break. So I just
Yeah.
think it's worked out in their favor, and why not instead? Easier to go with trends or streaks than go against them, try and cherry pick when it's good stop. So if they do that,
we're all with Pitt. We're all Pitt men.
yeah. And I think if they do that, I don't care what happens in the Peach Bowl, wherever they go, they can lose by 30 or 40, which they might. They might. I think it'd be a tough draw if I saw some Ole Miss this week. I think that'd be a tough draw for them to get Ole Miss. So, but yeah, I am the only thing that's not really looming or in the balance, because I think it's going to be Bryce Young or CJ Stroud is the high. And I think that voting ends Sunday. Just always a little bit worried about, trying, like they played everybody. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. I didn't bring up the Syracuse game, but fortunately, they did play everybody. It didn't look that, like they threw the kitchen sink at Syracuse. They did win, but fortunately, nobody got hurt really. Other than I think Keyshawn Camp came in and out, and that's his whole career. So
if
nobody got ejected, no, none of that.
If he goes for 405 touchdowns, is he winning the Heisman?
No.
6 touchdowns.
I'll go 8. If he throws for 8 touchdowns, he'll win it.
All right.
I don't think that, and I mean, I don't even think that's beyond deserving. What?
Where's this put you now after our conversation in September? I forget what we were saying.
With Narduzzi?
Yeah, with Narduzzi.
Yeah, there is no. Again, as I pointed out the first time you asked me that, when I think they got the 6-1 or just beat Clemson or whatever happened, they're winning in spite of him.
The golden
You
think it's in spite of him? You really think it's in spite of him?
Absolutely, yes. Because these occurrences like the Western Michigan game, while they've traveled not only through him, but other Pitt coaches, every Pitt coach.
Through line, the one true Pitt.
The one through line is so maybe there's a different common denominator, but I do think that the guy's a defensive coach. You just can't lose that game in year 7. You just can't.
But he hasn't.
Miami's a different story.
He hasn't been a defensive coach his entire tenure there.
What do you mean?
Like, they haven't been a good defensive team the entire tenure there.
I told you, but I said that's not true. That in 2019, they had a good defense for a large portion of the season, and then it kind of wilted as they wilted. I mean, they're off. That defense gave up 200 yards against Virginia Tech, and they lost by 4 touchdowns in their second to last game. I think they kind of threw the towel, but up for the majority of that season, they were.
That's one good season of defense out of the 7.
I know.
He's not a defensive coach there at Pitt.
Right. So it's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. And he could say whatever, about being the CEO.
He's an ACC
whatever.
champion. This has bought him probably at least another 4 years.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you just have to. You have to roll with the punches and hope that the one thing he may be able to do. I mean, the one thing I will give him credit for is I adjusted for the MAC championship quarterbacks. I will adjust for Pitt recruiting. He's probably been a B+. He's done a B+ job at recruiting.
He's done pretty good.
Because every year they've had,
and they've hit on a lot of
3 or 4 good guys. And
they've hit on a lot of good lower rated guys.
Yeah.
I think he's done a great job.
That's what I will give him. So that is what I would hope, because it's not going to matter what I want to do. I'm just not going to give him any credit unless they start holding teams to 14 points a game.
But why is he only getting credit for the defense? Why not all?
He's not an offensive mind.
But I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's part of the success here.
Then I would have had some questions for him 2 and 3 years ago. The thing, I waited for him, and I think you saw, especially in 2019, it kind of all culminated what he had built over. That was his 15, 16, 17, 18. 15, 16, 19. So that was his 5th year, right? 2019. It looked like that was what you signed up for.
Right.
And unfortunately, their offense was so bad. So if he was an offensive coach then I'd be giving him a hard time there. So you waited for that, like, okay, this is what we can, maybe not this good for this large against this many opponents, but this is what we can expect as a staple. And then they come out in game 3 of the season this year and give up 44 points to a MAC school. It's just unacceptable. And there's no way, no Now, had they won 48-44 or whatever, then, maybe it's not as magnified, but it's still an issue. And it was an issue when they were getting, even the Georgia Tech game, they were incredibly fortunate with the turnovers they got and then the fourth down stops. They stopped them 3 or 4 times, I think, on 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. That's, you're just not going to stop those every time. So that's incredibly positive variance. Obviously Dick Van Dyke comes out there and lights them up right out of the gates. Clem was close to that offense was close to being up 14-0, not for a drop. So yeah, I don't give him a ton of credit. I think I give a ton of credit to the players and a ton of credit to just the general, I don't want to call it luck, but the stars aligning, whatever. I hate to call it just luck, but it's what it is with how everything's shaped up for this particular season. Because normally you would want this to be every 3 or 4 years, and then there's Klemp on the other end. At least we got there, right? But now you've got this with this culminated town, this crazy COVID year. Is that I think Kenny Pickett would have came back regardless of COVID or not because he only played in 3 games in 2017 at one start. And they would be able to get a waiver because they had the 4, you're allowed to play 4 games in the following season, I think, without burning a red shirt. So it's just crazy. Unfortunately, they got pretty fucking lucky again. Sorry for the language, but I've sworn before here against North Carolina to get the hold them to a field goal attempt at the end of that game. And then with Miami losing, giving them the breathing room again to Florida State. And then even Virginia, they got some breaks there. They got a bad snap in that game, a timely bad snap that put them in 3rd and 20 or whatever, 2nd and 20. So they've been fortunate, and I don't care. You wait for you deal with all the bad bounces so you can at least enjoy the good ones. So I'm enjoying them immensely. But to say to want me to suggest gasping clutches pros to say that you want me to carry Pat Narduzzi off the field on Saturday because of the season.
Carry him.
Completely fool's gold. It's completely fool's gold on his part.
You shouldn't be so hard on Narduzzi for the MAC school issues. Another coach that we're close to in this chat should have lost to a MAC school this year.
True, yeah, but they didn't. So it's not nearly as magnified.
That took a miracle Conehead drive.
Wow.
Yeah, where'd that guy go, by the way?
Somewhere down
Where's he coached at now?
Some dump bayou.
Some podunk town in the swamp.
By the way, I've been. I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know where John DeLon is actually from down there. You mentioned it. You can let us know where you're from, John. But I don't know if I told you. You remember what I said? I've been to both these places, and I rank one higher than the other. I've been to Detroit and I've been to New Orleans. And guess where I'd go first if I had a choice to go back?
Oh, hell.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Dude, you cannot say that.
New Orleans is amazing. Come on.
Dump City. That place sucks.
Yeah, but the food is amazing. God. The food is incredible there.
Yeah, I love me a pro boy.
Music too.
The music is great, and the booze is all over the place. Come on.
Detroit pretty good music too, though.
Detroit's good music, and they got
but it's freezing up there.
They have an MLB team. MLB team.
They have an MLB team, and they have Detroit style pizza. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's all.
I've never had that.
I'm telling you.
Is that Little Caesars?
Deep dish. Pizza.
Two places in New Orleans. There's Bourbon Street, which is fun for about 6 hours.
I love Marte Verde.
I think it's
Marte
Fetterman.
Verde, that gas station that I got some fantastic sandwiches at.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the food, but just driving around, walking around. I went for a run along the Mississippi. Dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the cold, John. So that's probably
you are a cold weather guy.
It's cold
blood in you.
Best state in the 50s, Maine. But
number 1 in the power rankings.
No, but I spent a 4th of July up there. It was 40 degrees. I don't like that. 4th of July, 40 degrees. It's freezing up there.
I watched remember the Garrett Gilbert game against Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Watched that in Maine in a cabin with Kistler. We were heated by logs on the fire. That's all we had.
You were bent out of shape by BK here, but come on.
You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it out of me.
Yeah. So,
right, let's talk
I'll close on this
Get on
before
here,
we get your locks.
We're up here 90 minutes. You're Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Is it
No,
Applegate?
but before we do, but before, let me put it last. Is you asking me about Narduzzi every 3 weeks, especially if Pitt continues to build on this season, going to be your new is Clay done for next for the Clay Helton when you would ask is Clay Helton done?
Yeah.
This is going to be the new thing. You're just going to ask me how I feel about Narduzzi.
Yes.
Because it would have to be quite the heel turn for me to feel differently about him. Where he either starts recruiting your players. If he's bringing in classes that your team has, then I'll change my opinion. If they start playing defense and aren't getting toasted by MAC schools on a consistent basis over 2 or 3 years, then I will change my opinion. Until that happens, that's all I got.
The Verizon girl's name is Kate McKinnon.
Oh yeah, I know. I know which commercial you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, and for my weekly thing, I look forward to watching the Lawn Boys in the bowl game.
There it is.
A couple weeks early here. I think it'll be. I hope it's going to be the Outback Bowl. I'd love to.
It will. We'll be back for two. We'll do 2 bowl segments. John, we gotta find a way to get you on for a segment too. You've been. We do. We appreciate.
Yeah, we'll have to share an invite.
We appreciate your engagements with us, and if you go back and watch, it's probably like half hour in. It was the BK to LSU spiel, and
a little before the half hour. I think half hour.
A little before half hour, but you can see, you can look into my eyes. I was unfazed.
You can look into his eyes.
Unfazed. But yeah, we
Dan's got
John D.
Who do you have, AY? And who's your
go on Twitter and send us a DM, John.
Yeah.
Slide in.
Yeah.
We'll get you on next time. It'll be fun for a little bit. My lock is
At Holy Tri Football. At Holy Tri Football.
No, I don't go off at all. I love Freeman. My lock this week is going to be not Lombardi. You know what?
Where you go? I'm going Oregon.
Let's put that final nail in this.
Oh my
this
gosh,
coffin.
dude.
No, you know what? Yeah, screw it. Well, I was gonna go Georgia, but since I'm gonna be there,
okay.
But since I'm gonna be there.
Oh, here we go. Hit -3. Let's go!
Oh my goodness.
Put it on your head. I thought you were reaching for a hat. I thought he was putting a hat on her.
No, I'll tell you one thing too, Dan. Before we sign off, I was looking at gear that one day.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get your hopes up. I don't have any right now, so I'll see what I can
It's a
scrounge
problem.
up. If you have an extra piece of gear available, bring it.
Okay.
Even if it's just like a hat
Okay.
or a jacket or anything. And if your dad has something old, anything. But I don't have anything.
He's got an XL giant gold sweatshirt with a block pit on it. That'd be pretty funny if you wore that. You wouldn't have to wear pants.
I was looking at stuff and then life got in the way, I suppose, and just didn't.
So I do know you didn't. So you did not get the Pitt basketball warm up.
I did not. No.
Oh, okay. I thought you got that, and that was a picture on your bed.
Oh no. That
I was ready to be
picture from
dressed
eBay.
like. Okay. On eBay.
All right, we're good here. Dan, I'll see you in 2 days.
All right.
Big travels down there, guys.
Look for some TV
Yep.
from me, AY, from the Beautiful State Capital, Blue State of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Happy that Kelly's gone.
Good night, all.
And Dan. And for
Good night,
Cam.
all.
You got to pay up. See you guys.